What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City video. This time we're going to be reacting to this weekend's results, basically, for Manchester City and Liverpool, as this continued nip and tuck between us and Liverpool continues to go on. And so naturally it means we've got reactions from both the City fans and Liverpool fans, so I had a browse on Twitter, and so we're going to have a look and see what we can find to react to. So first tweet we're going to have a look at is in terms of Liverpool's results. So Liverpool tweeted out yesterday that it was full time and they'd won the game, so I'm just had to read through the comments, and there were some good comments in there, if I'm honest. So we're going to crack on with this. I haven't seen them play this well even back in the 90s. Good for them and their fans. They need this. They deserve this. They've been dragging through some real shit over the last decade. Suarez was awesome business, and the players subsequently bought from his sale even better. Now, from that, I'm not too sure if he's saying that the players that, since selling Suarez was a good deal, or whether they thought that buying Suarez and then selling him for a better price was a good deal. I'm not too sure the point that they're making there, but Suarez was an awesome player for Liverpool. Had the odd tendency to bite people, but it was still a good finisher of the ball and dragged them really close back in the 2013-14 season when Gerrard slipped. That whole title race was done by Liverpool's attackers. Subsequently, Luis Suarez obviously being one of the standout players there. A lot of money for him, and then sign some more players on top of that, including the players that they've got right now. So we're talking Mane and Salah, Firmino, that's up front for them. But Alan adding on to the bottom of that comment, they have never accrued so many points at this point of the season. They will beat their records point total, but City are ridiculously brilliant. Unfortunately, they have bought it all, and you will see this happening for 10 years. Bought it all? Okay. So I had a look at Liverpool's starting 11 for the game against Tottenham yesterday, and they accused Manchester City of buying lots of players. So I'm just going to have a look at Liverpool's starting 11 from yesterday, and we'll have a look at the bench too, just so I can prove my point here. So in goal, they have Alisson, the most expensive goalkeeper. In front of them in the defence, they've got Robertson, a player that they signed, Matip, a player that they signed, Virgil van Dijk, the most expensive defender in history, and then Alexander-Arnold, who was promoted through Liverpool's youth academy. So there's one player that they've not bought. One. Okay, the midfield of Wijnaldum, Henderson and Milner, all players bought. Salah, Mane, Firmino, all of them bought. Let's go on to the substitute bench, so we can have a look at that. So Fabinho, Lovren, Keita, Lallana, Mignolet, Shaqiri, Origi, all of them bought. So that's 17 out of Liverpool's 18 players were bought. But Alan's saying that Manchester City's ruining football. It's Manchester City that signed loads of players and splashed loads of money. Yet I find it a little bit ironic that over the past, well, certainly the last season or two, like-for-like spending from Liverpool has matched Manchester City's. And they've even broken transfer records in signing some of these players. £70 million goalkeepers, £70 million defenders. I don't see a £70 million player at Manchester City. Yet Liverpool's got two, but it's Man City that's buying the league. It's Manchester City that aren't doing it this right way. I find it a little bit mythical. Yes, Liverpool are selling players to buy these players, but to me, that just proves that Liverpool's system isn't quite right. They're having to sell their best players to make money. And so how are you meant to compete over years and years and years when you're selling your best players? Do you see Man City selling the best players? No. So to compete with Manchester City, you've got to keep your best players. And you just feel like with Liverpool, as soon as big clubs come calling with the money, they're just going to sell, then buy players for less amounts, and then claim that they're winning the net profit trophy. So they can add that to their trophy cabinet. We'll continue adding trophies to ours that have some meaning. Frank Buckley added, City still have United to play. He is right, we do still have Manchester United to play. However, we've still got some games coming before then. Cardiff City fighting for the lives down at the bottom at home. We've also got an FA Cup match coming up. We've got Champions League quarter-finals, first leg and second leg to think about. We've got a Premier League match coming up against Crystal Palace away, another trip down to London. We've also got another match against Tottenham at home before we even play Manchester United. So to look so far ahead, you can't be doing that, and we're not doing that. And so we'll focus on our next game, which is a game in hand against Cardiff City. Next up, I was just flicking through some of the City fans and what they were saying. So this time it's come from City section. He said Salah wasn't offside, but the goal was lucky. Lloris was absolutely shocking. Only positive is I hope this encourages us to batter Spurs over those 3 games. Now, I thought Spurs played very well in that match at Anfield, and they made that one mistake. Obviously, Lloris dropping the ball onto Alderweireld and it goes into the back of the net. Bit of slow defending from Alderweireld, but I feel like the whole blame lies with Lloris. It's relatively straightforward and it was a little bit shaky, basically. So I do agree with the tweet saying Lloris absolutely shocking, certainly that moment. But in terms of it, Spurs more than matched Liverpool, and it gives me a lot of concern going forward into these Champions League games and Premier League games that Spurs can cause us a lot of problems. It's going to be interesting to see how Spurs respond now at Anfield against Liverpool and how they move forward from there. Are they going to go into their shell? Are they going to fight back? Are they get some impressive results? Are they going to start putting some of their chances away? It'll be interesting to see. I imagine each of these 3 games we've got coming up against Spurs will be quite close, and so we have to be clinical and put our chances away. I've not taken any encouragement from that game yesterday because I thought, like I said, Spurs played very well. But if Lloris wants to do a clanger or 2 against us, then that wouldn't go amiss. Now, Superbia and Prolia, he had a huge month ahead. So, like I said, Cardiff, Brighton, Spurs, Palace, Spurs United, and also at the end of the month we've got Burnley too. The biggest month in our history. I'll let you debate that in the comments below. City Chief added needs of Graham Souness. So Graham Souness says that with a nervousness that they're going to have to free themselves over the next 6 games. They can't keep relying on people making mistakes. Lloris has gifted that to them today, and he's absolutely right. That is what the case that has happened. Liverpool over the last couple of games have looked very nervy. They've needed mistakes from goalkeepers over the last couple of games to rescue them to stay ahead of Manchester City. And so are they going to carry on doing this for the next 6 games that they've got left? Because if they do, eventually that luck will run out. You're not going to go 8 games in a row with everyone making mistakes. They need to try and settle themselves down and do what Manchester City do. Liverpool are good at getting into the lead and getting goals. They need to stop kind of laying off the teams and allowing teams to grow in confidence and to get that killer second goal. And Manchester City recently have been very good at getting that killer second goal to kind of obliterate teams and put the confidence down. That's what Liverpool need to try and get into. If they continue winning narrow, winning by 1 goal and relying on mistakes, eventually it will catch up with them. But Manchester City are just as likely to go and chuck out a result like dropping points against Cardiff at home. We don't want that. We really don't want that. Now, there's been some Mo Salah quotes. So Superbia and Prolia, they've added some Mo Salah quotes which has come from Sky Sports, which is now all over the newspaper. But Mo Salah said that there are 4 players no one talked about. They say they've had a good season. I'm the only one that's had a bad season. Aguero's only 2 goals over me, just 2 goals. They say this is one of the best seasons of him so far, but I don't care too much. Well, you do care, Mo Salah, because you're mentioning it first and foremost. Secondly, you had an amazing season last season, and so everyone's looking for you to try and replicate that season because people quoted him as being a one-season wonder. He isn't a one-season wonder. I just think he's a very good winger who had an outstanding season last season because not many teams knew how to deal with him, and once teams have found a way of dealing with him, and so marking him out of games, sticking tight with him, not allowing him a load of room, not allowing him onto his left foot, once you've got that into his head and he's gone a couple of games without scoring, his confidence has gone. He's now gone, I think, 8 games without a goal. And so teams no longer are showing that, having that fear factor of marking Mo Salah and dealing with Mo Salah. I feel like recently Mane has more of a reputation and more of a opposition defenders and players playing against him to kind of hold back and try and show him a lot of respect and try and find ways of dealing with him, whereas Mo Salah teams seem to have sussed a little bit more, and that is coincidentally why he hasn't scored more goals. Why he's comparing himself to other players, I'm not too sure. But yeah, there we go. Seems a bit strange and a bit odd to be making them comments. Interesting. Now, next up, I was having a read of some Liverpool fans, and if City are ever not doing so well at half-time in any of the games, these next 2 tweets, I would love for Pep to read them out to the players as a little bit of motivation. So let's start off first with Christopher Howard. He said, I supported this team since my granddad first took me to the Kop in 1964. I've seen us win everything possible and endured when we've been shite. This is our year, you'll never walk alone. This is our year, Liverpool's motto that Liverpool fans claim that they never say. And yet there it is in black and white, responding to Liverpool's tweet about a fan who's been supporting them now for many, many years. Great loyalty by him. 24 likes there too. Okay. Next up, Max added, number 19 incoming. So here's the overconfidence of Liverpool coming through. They're currently sitting in first. It's not in their hands, but they seem to think that they're winning the title. And so I'm quite happy for Liverpool to have this attitude. The longer that this carries on, I send back to bite them on the arse, basically. And fingers crossed, that's what we're hoping for. City have got a lot of experience in winning Premier League trophies, and so I hope that will tell in the end. When your luck is in, then the Chelsea and Everton, and now this game may just be the luck it takes to win this thing. I wanted to make some comments about this, but in fact, it's absolutely bob on. Manchester City last season had a lot of luck when it came to big moments in games. Raheem Sterling, particular 2 goals that he scored late on against Bournemouth and Southampton. They were crucial points in maintaining Manchester City had momentum to be able to pick themselves up and pick up all them wins in a row that we got in the first parts of last season. And so Liverpool, they've had their fair share of luck, it's fair to say, this season, and it's kept them at the top of the table and the well in with the fight for the Premier League title, and it's kept things nice and interesting. And so it does take luck, and I feel like if Manchester City want to win this Premier League, we may well need 1 or 2 bits of luck. And so Liverpool's having their lucky spell. Is their lucky spell going to carry on or not? Will City finally get a little bit of luck? I'm not too sure. But at the moment, as far as I'm reading it, Manchester City aren't playing fabulous, or as fabulous as what we can play, but we do look comfortable. Liverpool look a lot shakier, but they are picking up the win, so it makes it a very exciting, intense end to the season. And lastly, we're going to end on this tweet because it made me laugh. Her, bet he's thinking of other girls. Him, looking at Manchester City's fixtures in April, which is giving every single Manchester City fan sleepless nights. Not just men, by the way. I'm sure it'll be women and children and young and old. Just literally everyone will be having sleepless nights over them. Just imagine the scenes if we get through all that. Let's not forget to add, if we beat Tottenham, there'll be a Champions League semi-final sandwiched in there too. So many big games, it's absolutely ridiculous. We need that squad rotation, and that rotation will come in place for that Cardiff game, which we'll be previewing tomorrow. So that has been the video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Leave a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. If you want to go follow my social media, links them in the description below, and I'm popping them up on screen too if you want to go and check me out on social media and follow me on there. Any help and support in number gains on them would be much appreciated, and any help in support and number gains on here would be much appreciated too. We're in for 2,500 subscribers, and we're currently, at the moment in time of me recording this video, just 25 subscribers away. Thank you for watching, everyone. Thank you for the continued support. Make sure you subscribe, press the bell, and put your push notifications on, and I'll see you all again for the next video, that preview for that Cardiff game with that squad rotation. So it's been JSGC. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace. Ciao for now.